How are you? Dion and Anthony, ECSports episode Deuce. Yeah, we gotta change that. So, we're gonna film live tonight and talk about some sports as we always do, and we're gonna go around the sporting world and, get some views from it. Obviously, always comment on what you guys see, as well as subscribe to our podcast. It's very good listening in the car. You know what I mean? So what do we got today?
Well, I made a bold statement at the end of last episode. I said that... Go ahead. Why don't you say what I said?
This is crazy.
Since this was...
Did you know that people that watch us, we can actually bring them on as guests?
No, but that's pretty crazy. We might have to start doing that.
We gotta do that.
Wow.
So last episode...
That might be a new feature.
Yeah. We were speaking about basketball. And all I said was, it was like if Jordan came back to Chicago and someone said, well, in Washington, he sucked. I was like, what? That's a very strong term. So who were we talking about?
We were talking about Jordan.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Okay.
In Washington.
All right. So do you want to...
I did say he sucked.
Okay. That's a strong term, which is what I said. Now what?
But if you look at it in hindsight, from what he was, he actually did suck.
Okay.
Right or wrong?
I've seen MVPs with worse numbers win the MVP. But go ahead.
So,
see that.
Let's break it down here. He averaged 10 less points. He went from 31 to 21.
Okay.
He averaged 4 less assists. He went from 6 to 2.
Okay.
And rebounds, he went from 6 to 5, only 1 less. However, his field goal percentage was down 7%. Mm-hmm. It went from a 50% to a 43%.
Okay.
He averaged from the field 8 for 20 per night.
Mm-hmm.
And he only played 2 less minutes, which is actually impressive on his part. He played 36 minutes per game at Washington, which was a lot for his age. So I will give him that.
So basically what you're saying is he did not suck. It was a
He did not suck. I do apologize for saying he sucked, but, I didn't necessarily fully mean that he sucked.
We just listened to it before we went on live.
Right. But what I did mean is he was pretty bad compared to what he was.
Okay. Also,
which is understandable. Because players get old.
If you guys have any questions or comments while we're shooting, we'll be happy to answer because, we like to be more interactive than we usually are. So,
right.
What topics do we have? We went through the Jordan one. That's an obvious situation. But
correct. So let's get into Media Day. We were actually at Media Day for the Bulls.
Yes, we were.
I'm going to let you go ahead and take the floor first since you were ecstatic to be there.
Yeah, I was excited. Now, this is what I've always said. I personally am truly blessed that we get to go to this, first and foremost. Although, and I hope the Bulls, somebody, whether it's a janitor or someone, they really need to take care of the security there, first and foremost.
I agree.
Me and Anthony got there, and what did they say? Oh, how's it going? Sign in. And then what? Correct.
They asked us to sign in. They asked us if we have a regular credential.
Which we do.
We said, yes, we do. They then said, go ahead.
They didn't ask for a freaking ID. I just feel like something of that magnitude, I mean, I know
the process before we got there was extremely strenuous compared to when we got there, right or wrong?
Yeah.
It was, you got to be on this list, you got to send this email, you got to be on this list. Then we got there.
And they're like, all right, go ahead. I guess they're thinking like nobody's going to come in here because I personally don't understand the security with the magnitude of people that are in there. But in my opinion, I just think they need to work on that. But with that being said, we get in there, and I think the first person I saw was like Horace Grant, which is, good. Bobby Simmons, basic people. Mm-hmm. And basically what it is, and I'm sorry to say basically in the same 10 seconds, but you walk into their practice gym, and it's just a bunch of media hanging around. The players come out. They walk around with some random person, and they literally go to each. Every time, this is the best way to put it. When you go to a Bulls game and you see like the guys on the screen saying, "Hey guys, this is." I'm sorry. Let me get.
Or
a name.
get
Hey guys,
loud.
my name is. I'm not trying to be funny, but I cannot name one Bull. Hold on. Chris Dunn. There we go. That's one. Hey, it's Chris Dunn. Everybody get loud. That's when they do all of those filming. So we go there, and there's like, the guys are walking around, and I swear the only person I really, truly recognized was Bobby Portis and Robin Lopez. I saw Anthony there. He was in a uniform. What's this guy's name from Villanova?
Archie Diacono.
Yeah, see?
For all the Italians out there, very, very high on that guy.
I saw that guy. There were some guys there with no numbers.
There what? This could be a common thing at Media Day, though, for some guys trying to make the team. So I don't know.
Okay.
But we were pretty.
I gotta laugh there.
We were pretty astonished. So actually, it was actually kind of cool to watch them kind of do those green screen videos and things like that, because you kind of wonder how it's done. But we did get a kick out of it because I'm not sure, like, again, I said, it could be common at Media Day that you get a couple guys who are trying to make the team right now.
They didn't have any names.
But they
just
didn't
said
have names
Bulls.
or numbers
And
in
people
the
are
front or
interviewing them,
back.
too.
And it
So,
said Bulls.
I'm not trying to throw him under the bus, but let's ask Anthony. He had his favorite player standing right in front of him.
My favorite Bulls
I'm
player.
sorry. Yeah.
Actually, not anymore. Chris Dunn's my favorite Bulls player now that he's on the team.
I'm like, hey, just go interview him. He's like right now? So he's still learning the ropes. Because it's nervous, right? You're nervous. Be honest.
Yeah.
How does it feel when you're like...
I mean,
I'm not saying you're starstruck because it's Bobby fucking Portis.
Right.
But it's nervous walking up to him.
Yeah. And you know what? What makes it even more nerve-wracking is when the guy has his back turned and you go to approach him.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you gotta... I don't like to touch the guy initially, you know? Whereas if he's forward, then I could say, hey, Bobby, can I get a few questions?
Yeah.
Whereas it's like, hey, Bobby, and he turns around. Some guys aren't too happy. And you know what? Another thing that I didn't want to do it is he was with his PR person, and he was not happy to be there at all.
Really? What was he doing?
Well, the guy said, "Oh, we missed the station. You got to go over here on NBC Sports," and he was not happy.
Yeah.
And that was right before.
And for people that don't know, NBC Sports now is what Comcast Sportsnet used to be.
Correct.
So now they're called like NBC Sports. But the main thing is we got there, the John Paxson and Gar Forman, the people that everyone in Chicago loves, they started off their press conference saying, all right, we're going to talk about Dwayne Wade and blah, 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 lying to us again like they always do. The whole thing is, hey, so, hey, we're telling you right to your face that, what did they say first? We're not going to trade Jimmy Butler. And then what happened?
We're not going to trade Jimmy, and then we basically got an entire synopsis for 45 minutes about how they stand behind Fred, and they expect nothing of Fred, and Fred's the greatest coach in the world.
And Fred said, I'm a coach, and I'm supposed to win with a strong face, and come on, guys, I'm a coach.
And then what's his name? What did he
Casey?
ask Paxson? Paxson's favorite guy.
Oh, yeah.
That was great.
From Sun-Times. What was his question, though?
His question was...
his nose flared when he
It was really good. He goes at it with Paxson quite frequently when we're there. So
it'll come to my head.
Joe, right? Joe
Cowley. Joe Cowley.
Yeah, Joe Cowley, right. He says, so John, I mean, the fans are pretty upset. How are you going to handle them if we start to lose every game this year?
Because he pretty much said, because this team is not fit to win.
And while this is going on, there's actually the green screen dribble session through the legs is going on right next to this, and there's a clear silence of about 15 seconds, and all you hear is a ball bouncing.
Yeah.
And then John, then he almost sort of attacked the reporter a bit.
What did he say?
Well, Joe, I don't think the people are expecting much. I mean, here, if the people aren't expecting much, there wouldn't be 6 billboards throughout Chicago right now saying to fire your ass. So.
Hashtag fire Garber. This is the thing with Chicago, man. I think it was Curtis Conway was talking about it. He was on the Score.
Right.
And he said, we were getting our ass kicked the whole year. I'm freezing. I'm from Cali. I come on the field, and these fucking fans sell out the place, and we're not even in the playoffs.
Right.
Except for the Chicago White Sox, Vinny. Nobody is not going to a Cubs game, a Bulls game, or a Bears game.
Right.
Those games are getting sold out. Can you tell me any time that the Bulls, Bears, and Cubs don't sell out? People are going to see them. Even if they're going to a Bulls game to see LeBron, they're going.
Yeah.
But they're still going to go to see the fucking Pelicans.
Right.
So
it's crazy.
It's just how Chicago is. So Paxson knows that. Reinsdorf knows that. So right now, they're doing what they did back in 2000-something. They're rebuilding. And I don't know, man. I recall on episode 17 betting you a steak. And I cannot wait.
20 games, right?
To have that juicy, succulent steak.
20 games is a push.
20 games. All right, that's fine. So, yeah, they all sell out except for the Sox. You just...
My mom loves to say that, by the way.
But they do, though. Am I lying?
No, they really do.
Like, even when the Sox... I'm going to help you guys out as Sox fans. I hope there's Sox fan watching. Even when you guys won the World Series, that year, you could not sell out a freaking regular season game. No. That's tough.
It is.
As a Sox fan. And in 2 or 3 years, you guys are going to be actually good. And you're still going to not sell out.
It's going to be debatable.
Now, what I give you at the rate, your food is delicious.
They got good food. They got good amenities.
Good amenities, great bathrooms. You don't have to pee in a tub.
The only problem is the creatures walking around that stadium.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to talk about the ladies. But they have a great Maxwell Street Polish spot out there, too. But back to the Bulls. Media Day was very interesting because myself, I talk about this all the time, but when I go to Media Day, it used to be like, oh, there's Derek. Oh, there's Joakim. Oh, there's Dwayne Wade. Oh, there's Jimmy Butler. Now it's like, oh, there's Robin Lopez.
Right.
Oh, there's Zach Levine.
I like Levine. I like him.
Dude, he's not going to be ready.
No, he's not. Not right away.
The guy that shot the 3 tonight, he's not going to be on the team.
He didn't have a number or a name.
He didn't have a name or a number. This is the thing, man. I am one of those fans that I love the Bears, and we're going to talk about the Bears later. I love the Bulls, but the people that run them are idiots, okay? And that's the main focus and problem that every fan says. We are true Chicago fans. We do this show because we're fans. We don't do it to gain anything. Now, if anything happens good for us for speaking our minds, great.
Right.
But to be a Chicago fan, you have to be honest with everything. Mm-hmm. Are you happy with the Bears right now? No. Are you happy with the Bulls? They gave away everything that we supposedly had. We didn't really have anything, though. I still think they shouldn't have gave away Derrick Rose, but I'm a huge Derrick Rose fan, but that's me. So that was pretty much Media Day. You go in there, you see a bunch of players that...
It's a good experience.
It's a good experience, especially for you. It was your first one. I'm glad I was able to take you. I'm glad I was in Chicago. There's going to be times where you can actually go to the practices and be more involved. That's what I wanted for the show, is to have someone along with me that can be more involved.
Yep.
Except for just going to the games, you can be more into it and meet the players more. So
we will have some live sessions of that, which we spoke about.
Totally.
I'm going to try to get out to some practices when I can, and get some footage for you guys. See if we could interact with some of the players, maybe even get them to answer a couple questions.
Yeah, we're going to do a lot of drops this year. We have to make an opening for it. A lot of people tell us, man, I wish you guys had an opening, more consistent. We have people that actually watch us, so we're working on everything, and I swear by the end of the season, it's going to be like a totally different situation, you know?
Yeah.
Because there's no way in hell Derrick Rose is not going to give me a motherfucking drop. Okay, there's no way in hell I'm not getting stuff this season from the. And the drop means when you see players go, "Oh, this is Derrick Rose," and you're watching ECSports. That's what we're trying to do. So, the more people that we have watch us and subscribe, the better for us.
Absolutely.
All right, what do we got next?
Next, we can get into Mitchell Trubisky. I think a lot of people are pretty excited about this. Love to hear your thoughts as well. I know I'm pretty excited. I know the Cubs are going to be playing Monday night, so it's going to take away from the game a little bit.
I think I'm going to just record it and turn off my phone so I can just watch the Cubs and then just see what the Bears do.
Right. I mean, I'm really pumped up about it. I mean, it's a big night in Chicago. I mean, we got Monday Night Football. Mm-hmm. We got our second pick.
This is my take. I think they already knew coming into the freaking second game. I'm not going to say into the season. But coming into the second game, I think they looked at it like, listen, if we're not, what are they now, 1-4?
They are 1-3.
3?
Yeah.
They haven't played 5 yet.
No.
This will be the 5th.
Correct.
They're 1-3. Mm-hmm. I think they said if we're not at least 500, we're going to go with Mitch on this 10-day rest.
Right.
They played Thursday night, got demolished. Mm-hmm. Now they got 10 days to work them out with the first team, first unit, and do that whole situation.
Correct.
That's the whole thing. Shout out to Will Paracoy. He's watching us.
He's
taught
the man.
us a lot of the stuff.
Thank you, William.
Thanks, Will. So what's your take on Trubisky?
Well, I had this discussion with a couple of good buddies of mine. Mm-hmm. We watched the game Thursday night together. So there was a point where Glennon was struggling miserably on Thursday night, and my friend said they got to put the kid in right now. And I said there's absolutely no way they're going to put a rookie in a game on the road against their biggest rival
with no reps,
with no reps and absolutely zero chance to win that game.
No chance, no shot.
There was no chance to win that game.
Aaron Rodgers just plays us like a fiddle, bro.
Absolutely. But I did say you will see him on Monday night 11 days from now because of what you said. 11 days of preparation. You're playing the Minnesota Vikings, who now have just lost their one running back. Mm-hmm. You're at home on Monday Night Football.
Tough too.
It's a major stage, and I agree with this. I think that if you're going to start a guy like this, a guy who he's bringing the city alive pretty much. Everybody's waiting for him to just come in with the cape and just save the team. Which, guys, it's not going to happen. I'm sorry.
But it's tough when you see a guy like Deshaun Watson dropping 5 touchdowns.
Right, but here's the thing that people don't understand. And Deshaun Watson has been coming up a lot, and other rookies have been coming up. And here's the thing. Deshaun Watson goes under center. When he looks to his right, he sees DeAndre Hopkins, a top 10 receiver in the league. When he looks to his left, he sees Will Fuller, a pretty good receiver, and a bunch of other very good role players. Okay? When Mitchell Trubisky takes the field on Monday night, his wide receiver number 1 will be Kendall Wright. His wide receiver number 2 will be Josh Bellamy and Thompson.
But he has a great running back core. We'll give him that.
He does. And here is my problem right now offensively with here's my problem offensively with the Chicago Bears right now.
Okay.
By no means am I saying that Mike Glennon is a good quarterback.
He's not.
He's not. Correct. But with that being said, Mike Glennon is not a good quarterback. So we do not throw the ball 17 times in the first half on Thursday Night Football. Instead, we rely on a 2-back set that has been great thus far in Cone and Howard. And we had a total of 4 backs touch the ball the other night for 29 carries. That's not enough.
No.
We basically put the game in the hands of a not good quarterback.
Yes. Who we paid a lot of money to.
And if they do that to this kid on Monday night, if he throws the ball 40 times, he's set up to fail.
Yes.
Because with the weapons that are surrounding him and the way that we are blocking...
The water guns?
and the way that we are blocking, we will set up any quarterback for failure. It's just not possible. I'm sorry. And the Vikings defense is solid. Very solid on defense.
Do you think Right, so he goes out, let's say he goes 12 for 18, 180 yards, and a touchdown, 1 interception. I think people will think that's a great game.
I think that's a fantastic game.
I think we're willing to take anything, and this guy to my left thinks I'm going to forget about Smokin' Jay. Or what do you call him?
Smokin' Jay.
How did Smokin' Jay do this week? He went back to non-smoking Jay?
He did.
He went back to
He went to the non-smoking
He went
section.
to the Nicorette Jay? He is terrible. That's why I'm glad we got rid of him. But anything other than Smokin' Jay is better than nothing. The guy's mobile.
I don't know. I saw Mike Glennon approach the line of scrimmage while the center snapped the ball. He kicked it to a linebacker.
He did kick it to somebody. Yes, you're right. Trubisky cannot do any worse than Glennon.
That's correct. That's correct, Brian.
The whole thing is just getting out there, getting his feet wet against a team that it's a good start. Let's start. Don't throw him in there. Everybody I thought Pittsburgh's gonna whoop our ass. I don't know what's wrong with them, but everybody knew.
I'll tell you what's wrong with them.
What?
You want to talk about Pittsburgh real quick?
Yeah, that's fine.
They gave the ball to Le'Veon Bell the other day 35 times.
Jesus Christ.
And they won.
Yeah. And
they won.
But they didn't throw the ball to your boy. And your boy got a little angry.
Guys, the run game is everything.
Even in fantasy. I'm not talking about running is the way to go. Running sets up the freaking pass. Mm-hmm. Why do you think the Giants are 0-4?
Right. The Giants are 0-4. They have no run game. They got 4 running backs.
Yeah.
They got Shane Vereen, who's 98 years old. I mean, they got Darkwa.
Who?
Right.
That's the thing.
They can't run.
You can have Odell Beckham. You can have Brandon
Marshall, Sterling Shepard in the slot.
You can have all of them. But if your running backs ain't shit, I'm putting 9 in the box and busting your ass if I'm the defensive coordinator. Yeah. And that's why the Giants are 0-4. But Chicago's light is coming from dim to like 75% watt. Because we want to see what Trubisky. I guarantee
that place is going to be rocking.
It's going to be crazy.
I'm excited.
The Cubs are playing. What time are the Cubs play? I got to look at that. If they're playing at the same time, it's going to be a tough one. You're going to have to watch them both, but it's still going to be rocking because there's going to be people at the Cubs game. Is that? Yeah.
Cubs first game at home, game 3,
watching
Monday
the Bears,
Night Football.
and at the Bears game watching the Cubs. And that's what it's about, man. The adrenaline rush of being a fan in Chicago in fucking October. This is what it's about. We got our new quarterback starting. We got our fucking Cubs, not the Sox, in the playoffs doing their thing. And that's what you want to do when you're a freaking Chicago fan. You don't want to bullshit.
It's my playoff cup right there.
Looks like the Cubs there. So that's what it's all about, man. I want to see what Trubisky could do. I'm excited. No freaking, stress on him. Go out there, run your plays.
He said today he feels great, no pressure.
Should. There isn't any pressure. He's got 2 solid running backs. You just have to coach correctly.
And the thing that I'll say that he needs to rely on, and Deshaun Watson is relying on this heavily, and it's keeping him from turning the ball over, is he's using his legs.
Yeah.
This is something that he can do. If nobody's open, run up the field for 3, slide, and that's it.
Simple. It's football, is it?
He has to manage the game correctly. I mean, if you're watching Alex Smith, he's an MVP candidate right now, Alex Smith.
Hell yes. He's got the rookie of the year on his team.
Doesn't turn the ball over, uses his legs when needed, and that's all there is to it.
And he's got a rookie of the year running back.
He's got a rookie of the year running back.
Average.
And the best tight end in football. Better than Gronk.
That guy's whoa.
Better than Gronk right now. Right now, better than Gronk.
Whoa.
That guy first of all, I would consider that guy a receiver at
Kelsey?
this point. Oh. He's in the slot, just dominating 175-pound
I think
defensive backs.
D'Amato just said, I know you believe what you say, but I don't think you hear what you say.
Let's go to the chef.
Stats ain't shit, bro.
Yeah.
Sheffy is filming us right now.
I'm telling you.
But stats are stats. Because if it was about stats, then you would be like, damn, Odell Beckham's killing.
Is he?
What's their record? He's killing. He's not killing. How's Tommy doing, by the way? I know how Cam's doing. Oh.
Tommy's doing great.
Oh, yeah? Is he?
He's playing fantastic.
I love how everybody, bitched up and dissed Cam. Even Dylan, my son, who's not here, dropped him from his fantasy team. How are you a fucking Cam Newton fan? And you just ditch him like that. And what did he do to the fucking paint? Where were they at? Where did they play?
Can I just say something?
Were they in Gillette?
In Gillette.
Wow.
Can I just say something, though?
I don't see how you bash a team that was just in a fucking Super Bowl.
I would never bash them.
Okay.
But I'm going to bash one side of the ball. They have the worst defense in the NFL right
it's
now.
awful. So, well, you just spent all that money in the offseason.
But here's the problem, though. We're going to hear how bad Tom is after he threw for 500.
It's not about Tom. I'm just fucking with you.
No, but it's going to be
defense.
about Tom, and you know it.
But it's the defense. I think everybody knows the defense.
It is
Tom has 5.
They won 33-30 last week and lost 33-30 this week. If you're going to give up 30 a game, you can't win, especially not in this league.
No.
Never going to happen.
The fun part is that Cam Newton is, creepy. He had shoulder surgery. We took a cut. And everybody's talking shit, but they were still winning. So, we'll see what happens. But
That's
Patriots,
a good coach team. I like that team.
Yeah,
I always have.
Ron Rivera's a former Bear. I'm looking forward to see what happens this year. Football is, very, there's a lot of political stuff going on, but I personally can't, and we'll talk about that in then probably next episode or something, but I can't not watch football.
I think we should extend this episode tonight.
Wow, that's an extension.
I think that we should talk about the national anthem.
Really?
And I think we should talk about playoff baseball. What do you think about that?
You want to extend an episode?
I think tonight we should extend an episode.
We're at 30 minutes. But...
Yeah, we got 10 in the tank, 5 and 5. No?
How many topics you got there?
We'll have 2 more.
Oh wait, let me see. We did this though.
Playoff baseball?
You check marked it.
No. That's tonight's episode.
Oh, gotcha.
So 2 more. What do you think?
I don't know about the national anthem. We're probably gonna go back and forth at 30 minutes. I mean, we got some people watching, but
That's what I'm saying. I think there's a lot of people that are pretty anxious to hear about
If one person says, "Hey, talk about the anthem," then we'll go. But
I think everyone wants to hear about the anthem.
All right.
But let's get into playoff baseball first, and then we'll decide.
All right, go ahead.
Playoff baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we have the Yankees currently leading the Minnesota Twins.
Keep it going.
We have the Yankees leading Minnesota 7-4 in the Bronx. 8th inning coming up here. Looks like the Yankees could be a win here. I think a lot of people were expecting that. Mm-hmm. They will then play Cleveland, who has announced their starting pitcher tonight.
Is it Kluber?
It will not be Kluber. He will go game 2.
Who's number 1?
Which is a good coaching decision, I believe, because you won't get the ace of the Yankees anyways. Mm-hmm. Severino pitched tonight. He got pounded. You'll see Sabathia on the mound.
Okay.
Game 1 in
And I'm shooting
Cleveland.
right here. No, I'm just looking.
Right. So, tomorrow night, we have Arizona in Arizona versus a young Colorado Rocky team who's much like the Cubs of about 2-3 years ago.
Film some stuff there.
I will be in attendance tomorrow night in Phoenix. I will film some live footage for you guys. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty excited about it.
Schmidt?
My guy.
No.
I will be in attendance, and I'm pretty excited about it. One of my favorite baseball players, Goldschmidt. I think he should be MVP this year, despite the home run footage we've been seeing from Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge. But with that being said, we then have the Cubs on Friday, Saturday. Our beloved Cubs will be in Washington, where many people don't think they have a chance. What's your take?
I don't know what else to say besides these people are idiots. Because, first of all, we're the World Series champions for a reason.
That's correct.
Okay. Same coach. Only thing different is what the fucking closer, who almost blew it for us
Actually,
anyway.
our closer's better.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The closer we had last year almost blew it for us.
Right.
So, my whole thing... Someone wants to hear the anthem. My whole thing is... I ain't going against my Cubbies. No. I can't wait for them to show what the deal is with everybody not... First of all, since the fucking All-Star break, we've had the best record. First and foremost. That matters to me. So, the whole thing is all about the Cubs. Don't even ask me about the Cubs. You know what that is. So,
I know.
Let's get to the anthem because people are like responding about it. Cynthia just said, sorry, but the players in my eyes are disrespectful, standing up and being grateful for you live in this country and the opportunity it gave you to do what you love and get paid for the money you get. Okay. What does that mean? Let me see here. Oh, gotcha. So go ahead. You say your take. First and foremost, guys, obviously, as you can see, I'm a black African-American man. Anthony's a white Italian gentleman.
Which makes this discussion actually
interesting, obviously.
Very interesting, I would say.
I personally have no racial issues with anyone. If anyone did not know, my mother is a retired, recently Chicago police officer for over 30 years. So I see each part of the fence, being an African-American male with 2 children. I grew up in Chicago as the son of a single mother who's a cop. So I can see both sides. So I just wanted to preface it so you know where I'm coming from. And then, obviously, Anthony has his take. My whole take simply is this. Do I think Colin Kaepernick is not on the team because of what he did? Absolutely. Okay, if you know anything about football, you could see that the players that are getting picked are far less talented than Colin Kaepernick. But
I would agree.
What I think the main reason is no team in the NFL, especially what's going on right now, needs a Colin Kaepernick as well, because that is a huge distraction for his team. If I'm a coach of a team, that's the last thing I want, is that distraction for someone like that. Now, do I believe in what he's doing it for? Absolutely, because there is social injustice towards African-American human beings by the police. Bad police, not all police. Like I said, my mom's a cop. There are good police officers, and not a rinky-dink cop. She is a Chicago police officer. So, when I say that, I just say everybody has a right to do what they like, and that's the whole point of living in America. So you can't really knock certain players for, kneeling. I personally don't believe they're kneeling against the flag. I don't think they're kneeling against our servicemen. I think, at least Kaepernick said it, he was kneeling against the social injustice of officers. Everybody's seen it. Nobody's stupid. You can't get pulled over anymore if you're an African American. Sometimes, not all, when stuff like that happens. I didn't see that, but if he did, that's a tough situation. So, I've never liked when people lump everybody into the cops are pigs. No, because I know ones that aren't. It's like saying all black people are this and that, or all white people are racist. That's stupid. That's ignorant. And that's where the ignorance comes in to certain people, because they don't understand what certain people are doing. So I don't lump everybody into one little ball and say, oh, okay, he wore those stupid socks. What does he mean by that? The good thing about us being in journalism is when people, and I'm sure we're going to have a situation this year with the NBA, there are times where we can say, all right, we're going to go to our show and say someone like Cynthia gives us, what do you think about this person doing that? We can actually ask that person, why do you do this? Instead of just guesstimating what they're doing. Now, the Sox obviously are, to me, ignorant, first and foremost, because it's not necessary. You can state your
opinion
in other ways. So I'm not going to soapbox the whole show about the anthem, but on my end, but I want to hear what your thoughts are.
So, I have not spoke about this. I have not wrote about this. Here's my opinion. Number one, this started because of Colin Kaepernick, correct?
Mm-hmm.
It started because he felt that there was social injustice because of police officers, right?
Certain police officers.
Certain police officers.
Actions on...
Now, the thing about this is that I see this in many different views. First, I see it as, it started as social injustice, and you kneeled for the flag, which I don't agree with kneeling for the flag. Okay? Now, Jerry Jones actually, the Cowboys did something interesting that I actually kind of liked. The Cowboys knelt for the respect of social injustice prior to the flag coming out. Then the flag came out and they showed respect. Why do I like that? I like that because you get both sides of what you're trying to prove.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, you get, okay, I'm going to kneel for social injustice, but then I'm going to stand and respect America and the flag.
Mm-hmm.
The problem that I'm having right now with this whole thing is that I am starting to feel like some guys are kneeling and they don't actually know what they're kneeling for at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that is not because they don't know. It's because the media has portrayed 9 different views of what kneeling can be.
There's so many different views, and that's why
kneeling could be kneel because you're black.
Mm-hmm.
Kneel could be kneel because you don't respect America. Kneel could be
Trump.
Kneel because you don't like Trump. Kneel could be kneel for social injustice, which was the original kneel.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing that I just don't like is I don't like kneeling when the flag is present, because I think it's disrespectful to those who did fight for our country.
All right. Do you think it's disrespectful because you're saying if they kneel for the flag stands for what? America, right?
Yeah.
Home of the land of the free, home of the brave.
Right.
Free speech. So what you're telling me is, yeah, we stand for all of this, but don't do it when we're representing what we're telling you that you can do that for. In so many words, what I'm saying is, you're telling me I have free speech, but you're telling me not when it's when the song is being sung. Isn't that what's being done here?
Yes and no.
See, people have to realize what a statement or a political, not even political, what's the word I'm looking for? A protest means. You have to do something that people are going to be like, oh my gosh. You know what I mean? So if you're not doing anything in protest, what's the fucking point? Like, me and you can't protest and go, all right, we're going to put our fists together and for black and white equality and do that. That's not really a protest. That's just us fist bumping.
Right.
So what Colin and Kaepernick did it. This has been almost a year and a half now.
Yeah.
You and I both know there was a time when the whole situation was about people of color being murdered.
There was.
On camera.
I agree.
By police officers.
There was a time where that was outrageous.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. That was extremely uncalled for.
Yeah. See, I don't like that. This is the thing. Like, what it means is what the situation means is it's a protest. When you see people kneel, if you kneel over there on the sofa, is that a protest? What is, you're just kneeling on your sofa. A protest has to be, that's why you see all of these people, when people go to the Lincoln Memorial or Mayor, I was going to say Mayor Daley, Mayor Emanuel's front step, that's a protest. You're doing something above and beyond so you can be noticed. It's a protest. That's what it's for. I'm not sitting here saying that what everyone, because he just said it, everybody has a different situation.
Right, and that's the problem that I'm having right now is that there's so many different there's so many reasons of kneeling when one reason was the reason.
Yeah. And I
can't stand. And the problem is, and I said this before, this thing was sort of starting to die down.
It was.
And I will say the president then elevated it to the maximum. I will say that. Because this thing was dying down, and then he said this remark, and it just got 10 times worse.
He said, son of a bitch is kneeling on the field. But he said that the people that had the protest in, what was it, Arkansas? I don't even know where it was. The white supremacist group they were people that, had situations. I personally am not going to get into a political conversation. I don't get in political.
That's not what we do anyways.
Religion. We talk here about sports.
Right.
But to say that, to be an American and tell someone to go to another country because they want to protest isn't really right, because you're an American and you're just telling people you can't do that here. They have a right, just like you have a right, and everybody else has a right. Do you have to agree with it? No. I don't agree with every single thing.
Because now the forms are getting ridiculous. Like when they didn't come out of the locker room.
That's stupid.
That was ridiculous.
That's not a protest. That's cowardism, if that's a word.
There's some weird forms going on.
It's too much. And
Way too much.
The situation is right. I really wish that there were people that understood that there are African American people getting murdered by certain police officers, and it's really fucked up. But at the end of the day, some people, because the messed up part of America is we hold certain people, like athletes, on a pedestal.
Accountable,
What does LeBron think? What does Jay-Z? Hold each other accountable. Don't wait for someone that just makes a lot of money to fucking say what they're going to say. Have your own belief. I feel like if I'm in America, everybody has an opportunity to state their opinion. As long as it's private, not private. As long as it's like not going to do anything to hinder anyone's life, or anything else, the whole situation has to be handled in a professional manner.
Yep.
So, with that being said, we did extend it to almost an hour. I'm sure this will be talked about throughout the season. I'm sure we're going to have some stuff to talk about on the NBA side, but I just want everybody to understand that we welcome conversations like this. We're not going to shy away from it because it's not cool.
Right.
So subscribe to our podcast. It's on the link here, and we'll be back soon. You got anything else?
No, I just want to say again, please subscribe to the podcast. That way, if you don't catch us live, you can listen to it on Thursday, Friday morning, Wednesday morning on the way to work. It's a great listen. A lot of people have been subscribing. We thank you guys a lot. If you do not have an iPhone, we are on the podcast iTunes podcast app. Just search ECSports. If you don't have an iPhone, if you're a Droid user, get the Spreaker app. It's free. That's actually the #1 leading podcast app for Android services. So go ahead and download that. And again, search ECSports and find us there. Great interaction tonight, guys. We love it, and we thank you as always.
Thank you, guys.